You're listening to Fast Facts, Ask the Expert with Tom Viola. Welcome in, everyone, to Fast Facts, Ask the Expert. I am joined today by Tom Viola. Tom, welcome in.
Andrew, it is always a pleasure to work with you, buddy. Thank you for all you do for the profession of dental hygiene. I'm looking forward to someday saying, I knew Andrew when he and I were doing Tale of Two Hygienists together.
Oh, stop. You're a legend. I really love working with you. But in the typical fashion, being the legend that you are, I'm going to try and stump you if that's all right for this question.
Bring it on, buddy.
All right, here we go. A lot of times when we're in the office, you open up that drawer for your local anesthesia, you have choices. There's usually 3 or 4 choices there. But the main 2 that I see in my offices are Lidocaine and Articaine. Which one is superior?
This is a tough question, and I like it. So let me answer it by saying it's going to be a bit of an unorthodox answer, okay? If you ask me as a colleague, Tom, I've got a choice between lidocaine and septicaine, lidocaine and articaine. Which would you think I should use? My answer is going to be, Andrew, use the one that you're more comfortable and familiar with, right? Because I know ultimately that leads to good things for both you and your patient, right? You know the product, you've worked with it before, it's reliable, predictable, you know how it works. So let's go ahead and use lidocaine because it's something that you're familiar with. Let's put it this way. I don't think there's a dental professional I know that has not trained with lidocaine. So if that brings you a level of comfort, I know that's going to transfer to the patient, where the patient is going to recognize that, whether it's subliminally or subconsciously, and know they're going to be more confident because you're more confident, right? You're more comfortable, they're more comfortable. I totally get that. And we all know that with anesthesia, great things happen with postoperative pain too. As I've said to many audiences, the more pain a patient feels in the chair, the more pain they're going to feel when they're out of the chair, even if they don't, right? So conversely, the less pain they feel in the chair, the less pain they're going to feel when they're out of the chair, even if they don't. So make them as comfortable as you can. And if you're comfortable, they are. Having said all that, Articaine, in my opinion, is a superior anesthetic for a couple of reasons. Number one, because it's twice the concentration, right? So it's 4% versus 2%. And that means I can use less volume, less cartridges, which we discussed in a previous episode. Less cartridges means less acid, right? So you're adding less acid to the tissue, less driving down the pH, making it now more difficult for the anesthesia to set up and to work. Okay, true. But the other reason we love Articaine so much is that it's incredibly fat soluble. Source of confusion for sure, because I'm going to say the word sulfur. And with my Brooklyn accent, people thought I say sulfur, but I'm not, okay? In other words, Articaine has a sulfur atom in its actual molecular group that we call the amide group, okay? So if sulfur has that position in that molecule, it lends to Articaine incredible fat solubility. And in our physiology, because we are covered in lipophilic membranes, right? We're covered in these phospholipid membranes. Any lipid-based or fat-soluble anesthetic agent is going to penetrate through our membranes easier and to a greater depth of penetration than an anesthetic that doesn't have that lipophilic ability, okay? So since Articaine is more fat-soluble, it penetrates our tissues more easily to a greater depth, and that makes it, in many cases, superior to other anesthetic agents. The only misinformation that comes from that is, well, it's got sulfur in it, Tom, so I can't give it to a patient who has a sulfa allergy. Absolutely not true.
Man, I think of these questions, I'm trying to stump you every time, and then you just make it so easy coming out of it. But I got another tricky one next month, so I'm very excited for that one. Tom, thanks for being here again. Where can people find you?
And you can find me anywhere on social media at Pharmacology Declassified. You can find me on my website at tomviola.com and shoot me an email, tom@tomviola.com. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Thank you for listening to Fast Facts, Ask the Expert. If you have a topic you'd like one of our experts to answer, simply email me, Andrew at ataleoftwohygienist.com, and we will get it on the air as soon as possible. Thanks for listening.